exciting episode of the Traveling Vacation Show.
Coming at you from
Hanoi in Vietnam. Okay. So this all began with arriving at the airport this morning, and it was quite an adventure. Nice, simple flight, and got in, and it was quite a long wait to get our visas, but did get taken care of, and no snag there. However, after the visa part, we had a little complication. Didn't exactly see anyone holding a sign up for us. I thought that would be taken care of.
But before all that started, the trip ended up being okay, but it started out a little rough. We went to sleep around, I don't know what time you went to sleep, but I went to bed around 1:30. Toss and turn for about an hour. Might have caught a few minutes of sleep here and there. My alarm was supposed to go off at 4:15, and I looked at the iPhone, no alarm, at 4:17, right? I go, oh my God, what happened? Supposed to be up at 4:15. Got up, started moving around, and I think you also saw a similar problem with your iPhone too, right?
Yeah.
Yep, so got up, it was early morning, very tired, got to the airport, checked in, and tried to sleep on the plane. But then that's where we ended up at the visa place. So take it away.
Yeah, we'll make the segment nice and succinct. I don't want to go too long. But it was good to get that in there. All right, so the problem we had at the line is that we didn't have anyone holding a sign and didn't exactly know what hotel we're going to. Wasn't sure, or what travel company we're going through, or what the boat tour company was. Didn't really plan on any of that kind of stuff, you know. I just figured somebody would be there holding my name up, and that would just lead us. That would be sort of what, carried everything along. Well, that didn't happen, so we ended up taking a taxi with someone who just said, it's you guys. I'll explain the whole story. I mean, this is just a quick sample version, but
we thought to ourselves, we get off the plane, we've been exchanging email with the Vietnamese guy. So when we land in Vietnam, how many Vietnamese guys can there be? Right? Turns out there were a lot of Vietnamese guys. And
yeah.
One approached us. We said, well, we're going to Hanoi. And the guy says, well, we're going to Hotel Hanoi. Sounds about right, Now hotel's in Hanoi, so...
It was a hotel I was thinking about actually booking, so that's why it sounded right. And he said, yeah, I got two people, so $20. And I said, yeah, same price. So we didn't actually lose any money on the price, except for the cost $5 to go from the wrong hotel to the right hotel. All right, $5, lesson learned, I suppose. Planned it out. All right, got to the hotel. What can I tell you? It's a very nice hotel. The room is great, a lot of amenities, but we learned that we were paying like $60 a night, and $60 is a lot of money here, so that's why. And kind of figured out, yeah, $60. Probably could have got one for like 10, but no, I kind of like a nice hotel. Anything to add?
Nope.
All right. Anyway, we'll walk around the city now. The airport drive getting here was very precarious, to say the least. You have to get used to that. It's kind of a shocker. I mean, you're sitting there and just watching yourself go in and out of the cars. It's just crazy. There's no rules of the road. The stoplights are merely just suggestions.
Is that the most crazy thing you've seen on the road?
Yeah. I've never seen driving quite like this before. I thought the Taipei stuff was a little crazy. This is just insane.
I've been to China, so next to China, this seems normal. So
Yeah,
I guess
alright.
I wasn't jumping out of my seat.
Yeah, but I'm just not used to it. I mean, it's just like little accidents waiting to happen. They don't. That's a miracle that there's not more. And then after we went exploring, well, you all of a sudden become a pedestrian in this. Not just the cars and the scooters, but now the pedestrians. But actually, out of all of them, I'd rather be a pedestrian just because I have a little more control. But we learn you have to be bold. You have to actually just decide to start walking. Otherwise, you're going to be there. There'll never be any brakes. They'll never stop for you. So you have to start walking, and then the scooters will go around you. Now, you got to be careful of the cars, because they can't swerve as much, and they could do a lot more damage, of course. But once the cars are gone, and with the scooters, you just start walking, and there's no sudden moves. You can't go backward or forward. You just go forward slowly or quickly, but that's it. You never stop and go backwards. I mean, and it works. It works. Only once is one actually had to stop and whoa.
The way it works is as you cross the street, you look to your left, or you look to the incoming traffic. You look for scooters that's the closest to you. And if the scooter swerves to be in front of you, it means the scooter wants you to stop so he could cut in front of you. if the scooter leans behind you, that means the scooter expects you to keep moving forward and it will swerve behind you. No sudden movements. If you misread that and you stop when he expects you to move forward, that's when accidents happen. And we learn that very quickly. It's a bit shocking at first because scooter was not slowing down, it was going very, very fast.
Yeah.
And we had to learn on the fly, and luckily, no injuries.
It's kind of fun. It's actually, you know what, in times where it gets really hectic, it gives you a rush. It's sad to say that I'm getting a rush from this kind of stuff.
You have some videos of it, right?
And well, there'll be videos, of course, too. Now, around town, there's a lot of old shops. So you can do tons of shopping, and it's kind of neat that they're actually in blocks, I mean, of similar shops. So there'll be like a sunglass street, there'll be a coffee street, there'll be all these, a paint street, and the other side has like paint remover street. It's actually, that's kind of cool. So we learned that, and the food, we tried a authentic pho place, which was kind of cool, because all those kind of made me a little like uncomfortable. There's like beef sitting there all day, like, I don't know.
It was pretty good though, right?
It was good.
For $1.80, authentic pho in Vietnam.
Yeah, it was good. We got around a lake, kind of big lake, and got to take some photos, and that was kind of fun. And that's a crowded place, a lot of weddings, or wedding photos. We saw at least 4 wedding couples taking that kind of stuff. We found a nice little place up, like a restaurant up on a terrace, so you can kind of overlook the whole lake, and extremely cheap even up there. I mean, a little higher. Got some good coffee up there. Some maybe the world's best. Who knows? It was good. Did you like the coffee?
Yeah, the coffee was exceptional. I become a student of coffee, and I would say that's probably one of the best, if not the best coffee I ever had. So I'm anxious to buy some to bring back to Taipei.
Yeah, I even tried some of those good coffee. Oh, I even caught a little it was like a New Year's Day festival thing going down below. It was really neat. It was like a circus bear, a little tiny bear about that big. I never actually seen one of these like little Russian bears.
Is it Russian bear?
I thought that was the
Or
kind.
is it just because they're playing Russian music?
I think it was that's like the.
Is that a full-grown bear or is that a baby bear?
It must have been a baby. He was really small. I thought he was like a dog at first. But, I don't know, it kind of felt kind of bad because it would try and jump on things and it fell a lot and it seemed like it was like biting him a little too. I just wonder if that's like something that needs to be, I mean, it eats well. Obviously, he gets fed every time he does something, but then that's a whole different act. Why are we going to talk about that? It's something to think about. Things you see. But anyway, the city's been really fun. We had a good time here. I don't know how many days you want to spend, but it's good. I mean, I think some people would come and say, it's just so dirty. And it's like, you can't expect it to be like Montreal or San Francisco. It's got what happens is a contrast of the past and the present and the future all meshing together and kind of clashing, and the cultures too, the age differences. So you kind of see the youth and the elderly mixed. That's kind of interesting. And the people walking still, the people carrying the carts and the little baskets mixed with automobiles on the same road and mopeds on the same road. So all that's kind of coming together, which makes it interesting because it's I would say it's the law is not really controlling it. It's sort of letting itself happen. It's an evolutionary thing where it just has to work itself out.
And it does. You see people driving on the road, walking on the road. To me, to you, to people back in the U.S. that will look at that and go, oh my God, what's going on? Yet you look at everyone, they look very calm. They know what to do, they know how to get through it, and they just find a way to make it work. And it's just the natural law of how things work.
Definitely, there's a sense of anarchy because it's just, there's no really police pulling people over. There's a police presence, of course, everywhere, but there's no one really, there's no traffic police. It's just whatever happens, just don't hit anyone. Sort of, that's the rule.
And we didn't see any accidents.
Not yet.
Surprisingly.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Alright, so now you know, because I was doing this because I actually can't Facebook. They don't allow Facebook here, which is, hey, it's your country, you make the laws. And there actually is a way around it, but I'm not going to do it just because I figure...
Why? Okay, maybe throw it in jail and be caned.
Well, I just figure I can give up Facebook for a week. I don't need to break the law.
Are you done? Things are very cheap in Vietnam. I mean, just to give you a perspective, pho, which cost around, what, $7 in the US?
Yeah, $7.
It costs $1.80 here. You bought some vodka for $4.
Yeah, but this wasn't stolen or anything.
the hotel room, so this is $60 for a pretty nice room, and in U.S. standard, this would be very, very inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
What we also found is that a youth hostel will only cost $5 a night, right? So you could get, once somebody lands in Vietnam, in Southeast Asia, you can get by very, very inexpensively. It just doesn't cost a lot to enjoy yourself over here, so I could see why it's such a popular destination for a lot of younger people. You know, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
But you have to be willing to brave the streets. That's probably, and that's.
Do you think a lot of people in America will be afraid to brave the street and the food?
I think, yeah. I think you have to really have that sort of.
You didn't have a problem with it.
No, but I was nervous at first. The last thing I wanted to do was go out. I was hoping maybe there'd be little streets where we just have to like pedestrian paths everywhere. But no, eventually you get to an intersection and realize you need to get there. It's like crossing a river.
The first time we tried to cross the street, we were looking around and we saw an old lady next to us that's about to cross the street. So we figured we'll follow her. If they'll hit somebody, they'll hit her first.
Yeah.
And heaven forbid they'll hit an old lady crossing the street.
Follow if it's your first time, follow old ladies and babies. You're not gonna hit them.
Yeah, we even tried to follow somebody on a wheelchair, and but after a while, get used to it. You just go with the natural rhythm. Just how it works.
So I'll be blogging more when I get a chance. But right now it's all
Coffee.
pen and paper.
Vietnam is known for its coffee. We are going to buy some coffee. The first cup of coffee that we had when we got in the hotel, fantastic. The second cup, good.
That's
Third
instant.
cup,
All right,
great.
signing out. Peace. This was a long segment. Oh, forgot to record.